Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Magic News with Magic Ridge. I'm your host, Ridge, and it's nice to meet you. Happy to have you aboard. So, I've had some people over the months and stuff ask me to go over the cards and stuff that are in the new Commander decks as they are released. It took me a while to figure out exactly how I wanted to do it and such, but I've finally come up with a plan, so to speak. I just want to take this moment to let you guys know that I really appreciate you guys viewing. I appreciate you watching, coming out, and checking this out. If this is something you like, I entice you to subscribe. I have giveaways during every major Magic set release, which you have to subscribe for to enter anyway, so you may as well get in there now so you don't miss the giveaways as they are released. You know, I've got some comedy here and stuff, different stuff. I'm here to stay. You know, one day I plan on getting up there to the Joey Moss level, 100,000 plus subs. So get on the train while the train's getting, you know, get on here early. But, so like I said, we're going to go over the Commander decks. The first Commander deck is going to be Aura of Courage, and we're going over the Commander decks for the Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. So like I said, first deck up is going to be Aura of Courage. But instead of going over all the 100 cards in the Commander decks, I'm just going to go over and review the new cards. Okay, the new stuff that has not been printed ever. So there's 17 new cards in each Commander deck, with the exception of a few reprints that are in other decks. So some cards are, you get what I'm saying? Alright. Other than that, I do want to let you know there is a giveaway coming up too around the corner as soon as my Adventures of the Forgotten Realms set box arrives. We are going to start a new giveaway. So I hope you guys are excited for that. That's coming up. And yeah. So I do want to go over this real quick about the Commanders because, you know, I don't see people really posting this stuff. But I just want to let you know these new cards that are printed in the Commander deck. So the Adventures of the Forgotten Realms Commander decks. The first one we're going over is Aura of Courage. Okay, so these cards, the new cards in the decks, are only legal in the following formats. So Commander, which I assume most of you guys are Commander players and people that like Commander if you're on my channel. It's just a guess. But there's also Vintage and Legacy, which I wish I could afford Legacy, but I really like Eternal formats, so these are probably the best formats anyway, fellas. You know what I'm saying? And these cards are not legal. They're not legal in Standard, Pioneer, or Modern. So if that's something you play a lot of, these probably don't really matter to you much. But they matter to me, because I'm a Commander player, mostly. You know, I play, I do all sorts of Limited and all sorts of other stuff as well, but mainly a Commander player. So we are going to get right into the cards here. So first new card is Belt of Giant Strength. Costs 1 mana of any color and a forest, 2 CC for an artifact equipment. It says equipped creature has base power and toughness of a 10-10. 10 power, 10 toughness. Its equipped is 10, but it says this ability costs X less to activate, where X is the power of the creature it targets. So if you're putting +10/+10 equipment on a 7/7, it's going to only cost you 3 mana to equip. But if it's a 1/1, it's going to cost you 9 mana to equip. If that makes sense. Like I said, I have not gone over these except for right now. So, you know, if I'm excited, whatever, you're going to see it. What do you guys think? New green equipment. Belt of Giant Strength. Some of these cards are really good. That's why I want to go over them as well. The previous set of Strixhaven Commander cards with the new stuff in it, some of them were bombs. We got Archaeomancer's Map. We got the Monologue. You know, lots of cool stuff in here. So I don't want to miss out. I don't want you guys to miss out. All right, next up we've got Catty Bree of Mithril Hall. Okay, She cost 1 forest and 1 plains, 2 CC for a legendary creature human archer. She is a 2/2 with first strike and reach. Whenever Catty Bree of Mithril Hall attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it for each equipment attached to the Mithril Hall lady. You can pay 1 mana, remove all +1/+1 counters from Catty Bree, and it deals X damage to target attacking or blocking creature an opponent controls, where X is the number of counters removed this way. She is at rare. She seems a little lackluster for me, but I don't know if we even have a Selesnya color type equipment deck yet. So this is going to be cool for like a archer / equipment type Selesnya deck, green-white. She's an archer, so you can maybe even put the Archer Lord in there. You know, go Archer Tribal, something like that. Who knows? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Not nothing crazy yet. I'm not freaking out, but it's definitely cool. Next up is going to be a Clay Golem. Costs 4 mana of any color, 4 CC for an artifact creature Golem. This Golem is a 4/4. You can pay 6 mana of any color and roll a D8, so an 8-sided dice. Monstrosity X, where X is the result. So if this creature isn't monstrous, put X +1/+1 counters on it, and it becomes monstrous. So you roll a D8. Say you roll a 7 on the D8, you're going to give it +7/+7 or 7/1/1 counters. A 1/1 counter, etc. This card also has Berserk. So when Clay Golem becomes monstrous, you get to destroy target permanent. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, not bad for an uncommon. Definitely something to look at. I do like the fact that we're adding dice rolls into the game. So now we're rolling D10s, D20s, apparently a D8. I've seen them. They exist. So a reason for you guys to go out there and pick up some dice. You know what I'm saying? Help out them dice makers, etc. Next up, we've got Diviner's Portent for X mana of any color and island. Unknown CC. It is an instant speed card here. It says roll a D20 and add the number of cards in your hand. A 1 through 14 is going to net you draw X cards. X is going to be the cost up there, the cost you paid. A 15 plus is going to give you a scry X and then draw the X card. So you're going to get scry in front of the draw, giving you a better draw. Yeah, I'm not super impressed with this either, just because it's very high CC. That's the only reason for me saying that. It's just a lot of mana put into this, but, you know, you can go infinite with the blue and mana, so maybe it's not a big deal. Next up, we've got the Ebbin Fly. For 2 mana of any color, 2 CC, we have an artifact. Ebbin Fly enters the battlefield tapped. Alright. You can tap to add a colorless mana to your mana pool. You can pay 4 mana, roll a D6, a 6-sided dice. Until end of turn, you may have Ebbin Fly become a XX insect artifact creature with flying, where X is the result. So if you roll a 2, he becomes a 2/2 insect with flying. Okay, until end of turn. When Ebbin Fly attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying until end of turn. So he's going to gift one of your other attacking creatures with flying. Not too bad at all. I really do enjoy the artwork. The fly is pretty rad. Pretty rad. Looks like he's going to get put into a jar or something like that. Very nice, very nice. Next up, we've got the Fey Steed for 2 mana of any color and plains, 4 CC for a creature type elk. This elk is a 4/4. Whenever Fey Steed attacks, another target attacking creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Whenever a creature or planeswalker you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. So they're trying to add more card draw to white here. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. You know, I don't know if I'm necessarily going to run it, but people should run it, and I may run it too as well if I can pick one up. They're only in the commander decks, as I said. But if I do stumble across one, it would definitely be something very good to test out and see how it rocks. You know what I'm saying? It may be a very good card in the draw. Just, it's hard to tell. Next up, I believe we have one of the commanders, potential commanders in the deck. So we have Gale, Kindler of Hope. For 1 mana of any color, a forest, a plains, and an island. He is 4 CC for a legendary creature, Elf Knight. This Elf Knight is a 4/4 with Vigilance. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast aura and equipment spells from the top of your library. When you cast an equipment spell this way, it gains when this equipment enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. So we have another equipment commander. Could call him a lord too if you just want to add him to the 99 or something. We have another commander in a different color scheme that is equipment stuff. So a new type equipment deck can be made here. So I think it's rad. I really like it. It's rad. He's probably going to be one of the top 5 new equipment commanders, just in my opinion. He's also a bit of an aura guy, you know. He's also an aura guy, so it could go either way there. Next up, we have a new sword. We have Holy Avenger for 2 mana of any color in a plains, 3 CC for an artifact equipment, which it looks like a sword. So, equipped creature has double strike. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage, you may put an aura card from your hand onto the battlefield attached to it. So we've kind of got an aura equipment deck. So it's kind of like both auras and equipments. So you can play the best of both worlds in a deck like this. So that's kind of cool. Has the equip cost of 2 mana of any color and then a plane. So 3 mana to equip here. It says Divine Light Forged in Steel. I wouldn't mind picking one of these up just because I really like swords in the game. I don't know what it is, you know. I've just always had a thing for swords. Live by the sword, die by the sword type situation, you know? Alright, next up, we've got Mantle of the Ancients. For 3 mana of any color in plains, 5 CC for an equipment or an enchantment aura, rather, not an equipment aura, sorry there. So we have an aura here. So enchant creature you control. When Mantle of the Ancient enters the battlefield, return any number of target aura and or equipment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it. So this would be a pretty good thing to add to, like, Ural the Miststalker, one of my EDH decks. It is a little higher on the CC, but in case something happens to your commander, you can get all these things back from the graveyard with this card. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Definitely not going to sleep on that. It's definitely something, definitely pretty cool. I like it. Art's nice, etc. Let's move along. Next up, we have Nether Rice. Let's see. Never Ease Puzzle Ward. Alright? For 3 mana of any color and then an island, 4 CC, we have an enchantment. Blue enchantment. This enchantment has Focus Beam. So at the beginning of your upkeep, roll a d4. So a 4-sided die. Have I seen those? I think so. I think those are the triangle boys. Yeah, those might be the triangle dice. So roll a d4. You're going to scry X, where X is the result. So if you get a 4, you're going to scry 4. If you get a 1, you're going to scry 1. Next up, it also has Perfect Illumination. So whenever you roll a die's highest natural result. Okay, so if you're rolling a d4, if you roll a 4, that's the highest. A d20 if you roll a 20. So if you get the highest number on the dice that you're rolling, any dice for other cards, etc., you're going to draw a card whenever you roll the highest result. I love the fact that it has an eye on it. I'm disappointed that the card isn't as great as I would like it to be. But nonetheless, very cool, very cool. Moving along, we have Ride the Avalanche for 1 island and 1 forest. 2 CC, instant speed. The next spell you cast this turn can be cast as though it had flash. When you cast Your next spell this turn, put X +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature, where X is the mana value of that spell. That's a little different. That's a little interesting. I'm not going to really go too deep into this one. Excuse me while I quench my thirst here. Monster, not a sponsor. Get at me. Next up, something I really like the artwork on. We have a Robe of Stars. For 1 mana of any color and a plains, 2 CC, we have an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +0/+3 and also has astral projection. For 1 mana and 1 mana of any color and a plains, so 2 mana total. Equipped creature phases out. So treat it if anything attached to it. Treat it and anything attached to it as though they don't exist until its controller's next turn. So you have a little evasion here. Very nice, very nice. And the equip cost is only 1. So I believe Robe of the Stars is definitely probably going to see some play. I have some guesses. Definitely in Commander, gonna see some play. It's not bonkers, but evasion is good for those legends and stuff or whatever without evasion. Next up, we've got Song of Inspiration for 3 mana of any color, and then Forest, 5 CC, instant speed. Choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your graveyard. Roll a d20 and add the total mana value of those cards. 1 through 14 is going to net you return those cards to your hand. A 15 plus is going to be return those cards to your hand. You gain life equal to their total mana value. Definitely different there. It's a lot to get into your brain there, but that's Song of Inspiration, you know. Let's see, we've still got a few more cards left. Here's another potential commander in the EDH deck. We've got Storvald, Frost Giant Jarl. For 4 mana of any color and a forest, plains, island. 7 CC, legendary creature giant. This fellow is a 7/7 himself. He also has Ward 3. Ward 3 is very good. A little bit of evasion. Other creatures you control have Ward 3, so granting all your creatures with evasion. Very nice. When Storvald enters the battlefield or attacks, choose one or both. Target creature has base power and toughness of a 7/7, so you can boost one of your creatures up. Or target creature has base power and toughness 1/1 until end of turn. Or you can make one of your opponent's creatures that are targetable a 1/1. Very nice, very nice. I believe I like this guy over the other one, but they're both different. One grants evasion, and one is an equipment or a base commander. So very cool. Two different commanders to add to the commanders. To the EDH game, I like it. Am I going to build it? No, I don't like it that much. It's probably just the colors or something. But next up, another card I'm excited about. We have another sword, ladies and gentlemen. We have Sword of Hours. For 2 mana of any color, 2 CC, we have an artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Roger. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage, roll a d12, 12-sided die. If the result is greater than the damage dealt or the result is 12, double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. And it has an equipped cost of 2. Definitely would like to pick up a copy just for collection purposes. But yeah, pretty cool. The sword looks awesome. The artwork is definitely on point. Very nice. Love it. Picking it up for collection reasons. Not sure if it would be played in an equipment sword type deck. Possibly, though. Possibly. Never know. Next up, we've got Valiant Endeavor. For 4 mana of any color and plains, 6 CC. We have a sorcery speed. Roll 2 d6s, 2 6-sided dice, and choose one result. So, you get to pick one. Destroy each creature with power greater than or equal to that result. Then create a number of 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance equal to the other result. Alright, so you're going to make knights, and you're going to destroy creatures. Or destroy creatures and then make knights, probably. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I like it. Night Tribal, I'm still working on a night deck. It wasn't good enough for me to, like, you know, I don't think I've made a deck tech on it yet. Maybe I did. I don't know, but it needs work nonetheless. And last and final spoiler of this deck, the only next new card, we have Winged Boots. So for 1 mana of any color in an island, 2 CC, we have an artifact equipment boot. We got some boots here. Equipped creature has flying and ward 4. I believe this is also going to see play because it is a 2 CC cost, has a low CC cost, has an equipped cost of 1, very, very low. We're going to go over this. So whenever equipped creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays an additional 4 mana. So this is pretty good evasion. Is it going to be the best late game in Commander? No. But early game, a lot of those competitive decks, this is really going to help out. Can't think of anything off the top of my head, but flying ward 4 is going to be very, very good. I'm going to give it evasion and flying. So possibly more evasion there. Like I said, if you guys like any of this, any of these videos that I make and stuff, please don't be shy. Go ahead and subscribe. We do have a giveaway coming up in a couple weeks. There's been some issues with Adventure of the Forgotten Realm with the set and draft boxes. There's been a little box situation amongst it's been bumped back a week or two, or whatever. So as soon as that box come in, I'm going to make a box opening video for you guys. We're going to have a giveaway. Right now, I think it's only going to be a 1 winner giveaway, so only one person is going to win. But that could change. I may change it. My last giveaway did very well. I want to thank everybody who joined the channel and joined the giveaway. Don't be discouraged. You could definitely win this next set. Yeah, we're just going to keep pumping out content. I still got to finish off the other half of the 10,000 bulk buy I did. We've always got arena content. I've grinded in arena up to platinum. And I think I just made enough money to do my first draft. So we got 10k gold coins on there. So we're going to also got a draft coming. I did not make a new commander deck this week. Just been kind of waiting for the new commanders of Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. So I didn't come around to making anything this week. So there's not going to be a new video on Friday for that. But we'll make up with it with plenty of content. We're going to drop one of these EDH decks from Adventures of the Forgotten Realms, all the new cards, every single day. So for the next 3 days, we're going to go over all the new Commander decks. All the new cards in the Commander decks. I think it's important to go over the new cards for Commander, Vintage, and Legacy. Not a lot of people go over the new cards, I don't think, in these decks. I want to thank all my subscribers and people that have pushed me. Hey, can you do something about the Commander decks, etc. Like I said before, I don't want to go over the whole deck. It's a lot of stuff, mostly reprints. Like I said, it's only 17% new cards. The rest are reprints. Not really worth going over reprints. I've been in the Commander game for like 8 to 10 years or something like that, roughly. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. I hope you have the most amazing lunch. You know what I mean? I hope your tomorrow is filled with awesome. You know what I mean? Hope you have a wonderful day. Come back, check out the next deck. The next deck in line is going to be Dungeons of Death. So if you're interested in the new cards of Dungeons of Death, come back tomorrow and come visit. Hope you all have a wonderful day.